that Taylor Swift behind you?
Oh yeah, probably.
Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode 412. I am Jay. With me is Marc and Bri. How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Yeah.
Good. Jay, since the last show, had his birthday, right?
Yeah.
He had a birthday celebration. He invited a bunch of friends. Bri did not make it.
Did
but
not.
I made it.
Sorry.
Did not make it. No big deal. We're trying to plan another time where Jay can hang out with Brian. Maybe I'll come too. So far, Brian says, sure, we'll plan it. And I'm sure that'll happen.
Well, I mean, you want to get our calendars out? I mean,
Jay, is it okay if I go off with one of your friends?
Sure.
is it me?
Okay. No.
Oh, okay.
I have
Go ahead.
one of Jay's friends who has co-hosted this show before.
Mm-hmm.
And your friend Jansen. What the fuck's up with Jansen?
Why?
So I feel like he's done the show. How many times has he done the show? Like 3 times, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I thought like we were friendly on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I thought not that being on the show together means we're besties.
Yeah.
But I thought like, hey, on the show, we had a nice rapport. When you see the person in real life, you might give a shit that you saw them in real life.
Wait.
He comes in, and I'm like, across the room, I'm like, I thought he was really nice. I thought he was a good guy.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, Jansen. Like, probably the nicest I was to the nicest hello I gave to anyone besides Jay. I was like, hey, Jansen. He's like, yep. Hey, yep. You know, from the podcast. Like maybe he doesn't recognize me. Maybe his camera wasn't working. Hey, it's Marc from the podcast. I know. Just sits down the other side of the room. Doesn't give a fuck about me the rest of the night. And not that he has to give a fuck about me, but it was just like, I even asked my wife afterwards, like, yeah, that guy Jansen. She's like, yeah, he didn't seem to give a shit that you said hi to him. That was weird.
Interesting.
Well,
I don't know if I
In
did
Jansen's
something.
defense, it wasn't your birthday.
No, it wasn't my
You know.
birthday. But I could not very often do you like, you give a really big hi to someone and their response is not caring that you're alive. And that I was like, what the fuck's wrong with Jansen?
This is like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
I'm just serious. I was like, hey, Jansen. And he's like,
Stay tuned for tonight's surprise guest.
I was like, legitimately, his response was so off. That I was
Let's
like,
bring him out and
maybe
see what he has to say.
Maybe he doesn't recognize me. I mean, it's the podcast, whatever. Maybe he just needs that little cue, and he'd be like, "Oh, hey, Marc," and comes over and just says hi to me. We don't have to have like a long conversation. Just a fucking acknowledgement, basically. Beyond, I don't give a shit who you are.
I would love it if he was actually here and I had his camera blacked out. That would have been amazing.
That would be amazing. The whole time, Jansen's listening. Yeah. So is he just on the podcast? Is he really nice? Is he an asshole?
No, he's nice. I don't know if he was like overwhelmed with the amount of people or like.
He's not anti-Semitic or anything, is he?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe he was like. Maybe I was like, hey, and he was like, Jew. And I was like, what? And he's like,
He just came from a Hamas rally or something. I don't know.
yeah. Like he's like, between being on the show and this, I saw what your people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, like I sat down to your other friends, the couple.
Mm-hmm.
Such a nice conversation with them. Wonderful people.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else in your party was super nice.
Except the one you met before.
Except the one I did the podcast with. I feel like, Brian, we've hung out. We all went to the Met game together. It was actually twice I've seen you in real life.
Yeah.
Super nice, super nice in person.
Yeah.
I bet if Bri showed up to the party and I was like, hey, Bri, he wouldn't be like, yeah, and just like turn away from me.
Well, I'm going to remember next year to do that.
Yeah.
You should.
I'm going to tell everybody to do that to you.
Everyone. I should walk in the entire room. Should be like, like, hey.
We're going to have like an anti-surprise party for you.
Right.
Exactly.
This is your life, but nobody gives a shit.
I was on the way home. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know. Like we did the podcast together. I thought like, I don't think I offended him. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand. My wife's
Did
just like,
Jansen come alone, or was he with anybody?
Yeah, he
He's
was
alone.
alone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because it'd been funny if he was with somebody on the way home. He was like, "What is up with this guy, Mark? Like, why is he so excited to see me? I don't understand. I met
I
him
was the
once."
nicest. I was the anyone there. I mean, I was obviously nice to everyone, but like, I was like, "Hey, Jansen." He's just like,
Was Jansen the one paying the bill? That's why he's so cranky, or
I don't know. What happened to Jansen?
I have no idea.
Like,
don't
I
know.
want the explanation to be like his grandfather died. Like, I need that explanation to understand what
Yeah,
Jansen's
I
the
don't
one
know.
that planned the party and made up the invite list.
he was. I don't know who he was hanging out with, but he probably excited. He was excited to see those other random people that he doesn't know from the podcast.
Well, he was there last year, so he knew a few people from last year.
But she's not really connected to your other friends, right? I mean, he's
Right.
a work friend.
He I suffered with him at that terrible job. That
Is
we
he the
both
crypto
had.
guy?
No.
Oh,
He has never been on the show.
Though I'm curious to meet that crypto guy. Maybe not in real life, but on the show.
Yeah.
But does Jansen know? There wasn't anyone else there from work. Was there anyone else from work?
No. I only invited one other person, and he got tickets to a Mets game right before the party. So
Oh, I actually went to the Met game today.
wonderful.
Yeah, I skipped work for the Met game.
I'd rather go to
So-
work.
The Mets sucked today. So,
They lost
my-
today.
They lost. I sat in the sun. Maybe you're better off at work. So Jansen knew no one besides you and basically me, and was like, "That's okay, Mark. I'd rather just sit on this side."
Well,
I don't need to make any new friends.
like I said, he was here last year. I had the same thing last year at the same place, and so he knew the people from last year.
Okay. Well, you remember them from last year. Did some podcasts with me. I get where he's like how he kind of ranks people.
I don't know. I didn't see that, but that's interesting.
Yeah, it was fine. Whatever, it's cool. Otherwise, it was a really nice party.
Good.
Now I have to
Fun?
go next year, so I could try that with him.
Yeah.
What if like we all are like he comes in and everyone's like, "Hey, Jansen. Hey, Jansen.
Like Norm from Cheers, Jansen.
Jansen."
He's not the type of guy that would like that.
No, probably
Well,
not.
let's do it. Let's do it then.
I like the idea
Okay.
better that more and more people just don't acknowledge you when you come in.
That would be fine as well. Most people don't acknowledge me. Now I understand the show. Like, if someone comes in the show and I see in real life, I will expect they'll act like they don't know me.
I'll tell everybody to give your wife a big greeting, who they've never met before, but to ignore you.
Like, "Hey, Liz, what's your husband's name again?"
Yeah, so we tested out the game a little bit at the party, and
We did.
and so I posted a preview of the Kickstarter on Reddit, and I asked for people's thoughts and advice and stuff. So I got two pieces of advice. for
By the way,
game.
just before he even says that, the would you rather is probably the best for like a bigger group.
yeah. If you don't want to like actually play the game, you just want to read cards. That's definitely the best.
And people seem to they seem to enjoy the other ones are a little harder in a bigger group, but like they seem to like it. Like
Yeah.
they went over well.
Yeah, I thought so. So yeah, I posted the preview and I asked for feedback on Reddit, and so I got two feedbacks, and I'll
Okay.
share those with you now.
Okay.
So if you go to like just shop
You
boss.
want to remind people what the game is, just in case people are first time ever listening.
Yeah. So you can go to shopbossgames.com and you'll see a whole tutorial video and pictures and everything for the game. But basically, it's 6 categories, and it's a social party game with adult humor. So it's got Would You Rather, Two Truths and a Lie, Taboo, Pictionary, Charades, and Top Fives. So a lot of the categories were based off of stuff we do on the show. And-
More adult humor oriented for the categories. Yeah.
yeah, with it's like those games with like Brink humor. So anyway, Peter, who was on the show a couple weeks ago, made the logo, and I thought it was a really good logo. It's like a head exploding, and it says Brink of Sanity on it. But the word of is in the eye of the face, and so one of the feedbacks I got is the of in the eyeball looks like a swastika. Which I don't know where he got that from. It literally just says OF in the eye, and he said so. Anyway, that was great.
Is
Like
that like
OnlyFans?
it's like the people that all see Jesus everywhere? They're like, they just see a swastika everywhere.
I guess. Like, I don't know. So
There's a swastika in my toast. I'm gonna freaking.
I think I'm going to ignore that.
Was that Jansen's feedback?
Jansen's the one who suggested that be put in the eyeball.
Yeah.
Just for Mark.
I think the your logo needs a swastika. I'm just saying, Mark, he's a Jew.
And the other one was that the cards, they look a little amateurish. They don't look like they don't look good enough to be like a professionally made card.
Oh,
but
you're a goddamn amateur, Jay.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
He said I need a graphic designer, but then I'm looking like at other card games, like Cards Against Humanity is literally white text on a black background. Even Cranium, which is like what is it, Milton Bradley, popular. Or like it's $1 million entity. It's
multi like they made a huge amount of money.
It's a white box with black text with a colored background in the back. It looks a little better, but it's not like anything crazy.
I don't think anyone playing the game is gonna be like, I'm having more fun because the graphics are better.
Yeah. I don't know if like people are just gonna look at it and be like, no, but like I feel like games that got big, like Cards Against Humanity, are like it's literally white on black.
I mean, there's a certain amount of like you need some kind of graphic to like catch your attention.
Yeah.
But you have a good graphic for the game.
Well, I think the back of the cards look really good with the logo on it and the different colors.
Yeah,
so
they look fine.
I don't know. I just I was like, well, that's not the feedback I was kind of hoping to hear.
Were you like, fine, I'm going to spend $50,000 on a graphic designer, and I'll show you this won't sell.
Right.
Right. What do you think? How much exposure have you had to this game?
I haven't actually taken a look at it yet, and I've been meaning to, and I just haven't had a chance. But I don't like the way the cards look. I think they do need a logo or something. I don't.
Ryan hasn't seen it, but he thinks it's amateur, Jay.
Yeah.
Do you also think
But
it looks like there's swastikas on the cards?
Do you play any
Well, I would
games?
buy it if I knew there were swastikas on it. Yeah, but
What if it could be a Where's Waldo with swastikas?
That's
Like
the,
you have to
that's
spot.
the secret.
Like every picture's like there's a swastika somewhere in this picture. You have to spot it.
That's the secret 7th category.
Brian, you play any board games or like card games? Besides, I mean, like non-gambling, just like at like home with other couples, maybe.
I play Left Right Center with coworkers. We do that once a month or so. Board games. My wife bought a game that's sitting on the table that we played a couple times. It's like a dice game with like, I forget what it's called. It's got like numbers that you flip up and down, like 1 through 10. You roll, and it has like a middle, like almost like a roulette table or like a craps table. And you roll the dice. And say you roll a 6, you have to knock down 6 or 1, 5, 2, 4 combinations, and you want to get all your numbers gone. It's fun. It's you could just sit there playing TV and just roll the dice and try to get. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. If she
You should have bribed your spokesman.
If she comes by, I'll tell her to bring it in. But it's cool. It's the object of the game is it's 1 through 12, whatever. It's not important. But so you roll the dice, and you want to get rid of all the numbers. But when you roll the dice, you get like if you roll like an 11, you could knock down the 11, and then you can't use 11 again. And then you roll. Then it's hard to explain.
I've never heard an explanation that makes me want to play a game less.
Explanation.
I'm sure it's fun.
It's got a swastika on it. That's all I know.
Oh well, if they hide the swastika, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Monopoly, they say the swastika is what really help it take off initially.
Is it called Shoot the Box? Something like that, I think. Shoot the moon, shoot the box. Let me look. Let me Google.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Would you include a swastika in the game?
Oh, Shut the Box.
Oh, it would help your sales in the white supremacist community.
No.
What if they can do a lot of they would really like help your Kickstarter? They're like 1 swastika and we'll make your Kickstarter goal.
I mean, are they gonna help me get the funding for the game?
Yeah. They're gonna help you with the funding. They just want they're like, we'll fund it. We think it's a great idea. If you could include some swastikas, you got our money.
Oh, now there's multiple.
Yeah. Just one or 5.
All right, let's move on. We did get
It's called Shut the Box.
Shut the Box. I definitely
Shut
have
the
never
Box.
heard that before.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Jay's game is as good as Shut the Box?
I haven't looked at Jay's game yet, so I don't know. It's also a dice game compared to a card game.
What's your thought? Just what you know about Jay. Is it a better game? What's better?
I'll have to check it out and try it.
Okay.
You want to read the Facebook question?
I thought you had it up.
I don't. You're the one who posts them. That's your only.
Oh,
It's
okay.
literally your
I thought it was
only
basically,
job.
Choose top 5 favorite. You told me before. Top 5 favorite animated movies.
Who is this from?
I don't fucking know. I didn't look at the goddamn question. I thought you had the question up. What are you, Jansen?
It's literally your only job on this show is to
Top
read
5
the Facebook
animated
questions.
Okay. That is true. I'm pulling it up right now. It's from someone. I do not. Okay, I see it. Yeah, I see it now. Okay, it is from Patrick.
Thank you, Pat.
Top animated films. Thank you, Patrick.
So, how confusing do you want to make this one, Mark?
I'd like to do. I'm going to post my numbers 13, 7, 6, 2, and 1.
Okay.
Okay. Brian, what's your first? What's your? You don't have to put them in order, obviously.
The first one that pops in my head is Transformers the movie.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Wait, is that like the original?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a long time ago. Was that good?
It was really
I
good.
saw that a long time
Yeah.
ago. Also,
Yeah, it was really good.
does a movie like Roger Rabbit count?
I'll
The
allow it.
hybrid.
Oh, yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay, I'm gonna put Roger Rabbit up there then.
I had a hard time narrowing this down, actually.
Jay has 300 animated movies that no one has ever heard of.
I made a list of 10.
Brian,
I just heard the question, so I'm trying to come up with 2 more.
I don't know. I bet. Jay, you actually have a list of 10 right there.
I do, yeah.
I bet you have not heard of 8 of them.
I was gonna say if Jay reads all 10, what's the number over under that we've heard of?
Okay, only heard of 2, and there's not a chance any of those 2 movies are in our top 5.
All right, I'll read my 5 cuts.
Oh, okay.
5 cuts. Okay, these are honorable mentions.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So there was a Lord of the Rings cartoon.
I love every movie has a backstory. I'm like, you have to explain what it is because no one's ever heard of this goddamn movie.
They made the Lord of the Rings trilogy
so this guy
in the 80s.
Carlos I knew in school made some movie.
They made a Lord of the Rings trilogy in the 80s animated, and
I never even saw the real Lord of the Rings, so I definitely didn't see that.
Well, the
So
third
far,
one was
by the
awesome.
way, all we've mentioned so far are the most obscure references possible.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings cartoon from the 1980s and a Transformers movie that no one under our age has heard of.
I don't know about that.
Yes, I do. No one knows that exists if you're not our age. If you're not in your mid-40s, you don't know that there's a Transformers movie.
Okay.
A cartoon movie.
Well, you'll definitely have heard of a few of these other ones. Hunchback of Notre Dame.
That's on your list?
That's
it was-
animated?
Yeah, it was really good.
The Disney one?
Yeah, the Disney one. It was really good.
You picked maybe the least popular Disney movie ever to put on your list.
It was
Like the
good.
movie they like Disney.
I mean,
like,
you might as well have just picked like the Little Mermaid with the black girl.
Disney's like, we're sorry we made this. This was just basically a tax write-off for us. And Jay's like, I loved it.
I did. I thought it was one
No
of the better
one
movies.
even knows. Disney doesn't even admit to have made that movie. I've
I
gone to
didn't
Disneyland.
even know that. I thought it was only a real movie. I didn't know there was an animated one of those.
Yeah.
I've went to Disney World twice. There is no reference in the entire park to this movie.
Beauty and the Beast. That's another good one.
That's a good one. Yeah, yeah.
These two
My
you
daughter
might,
was just in the Beauty and the Beast play.
these two you might not know. Coraline.
That is the guy Nightmare Before Christmas one, right?
Yes. Yeah. Tim Burton. Yeah. It's got the
Oh,
same.
well, now I know Jay's number 1.
It's got the same animation style as Nightmare
Is it
Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas is your number 1?
No, it's not on my list actually.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
so you took the one that he's not known for.
The only one I would have guessed is not even on his list. All right.
Yeah, he's like Nightmare Before Christmas. What's the other movie he made that no one saw?
I almost put in
You
Corpse
just not
Bride,
like
which
things
is
that are
other
popular,
one too.
Jay?
No, I mean okay, and the other one's Akira.
What?
Akira. It's
Oh, I got another one.
it's probably
Oh,
the
good.
most
I got
famous
two.
anime like ever.
Right. Have you ever heard of Akira?
I didn't know it was a movie. I've heard of it. I thought it was like a show.
Is it a show, Jay?
No, it's a movie. It's one of the most popular animes of all time.
Okay. I mean, I don't believe you, but Jay, what is it about?
It's insane.
Can we move on?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Okay, we'll move on. We'll move on. All right.
What was these are your honorable mentions?
Yeah, that's like 6 through 10. Yeah.
Okay, what's right? You want to come up with your own? Just here to make fun of Jay's 1 through 5.
I came up with one more. It might be in Jay's. It might not be. Beavis and Butthead Do America.
That's
Okay.
a good one.
Oh,
Did-
was it on yours?
No, did you see the Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe?
No.
I saw half of it, and then
Let me guess. That one's on your list.
No. I saw half of it, and then my Paramount Plus subscription ran out, so I didn't see the second half.
Like while you were watching it, it ran out.
I watched half of it, and then I'm like, I'll watch the rest this weekend, and then I didn't realize like my subscription was running out.
I hope your Simpsons movie's not on there. That was terrible.
I don't
Not
think
terrible,
I
it's
was
not good.
even able to get through it. I was on a 17-hour flight, and I still was like, I would rather stare at the back of the seat than finish this movie.
What are other? Do you have any other Disney movies on there?
I have 2.
Up
Wow.
would be on my list if that counts. I don't know if that counts.
Was
Up
it?
counts as animated.
Up? Yeah.
That's not- Okay, what's your list, Jay?
Okay, Alice in Wonderland.
Really?
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, Alice in Wonderland's on. Gotta watch.
It's really good.
Do you think Alice in Wonderland is like really good? Like
don't
any
think I
adult
saw
would
it.
watch that without a kid in the room?
I don't think I ever watched it.
Really?
Jay, you just watch that without like no kids around?
It's not like it's my Friday night ritual to watch Alice in Wonderland. It's a good animated movie.
He's like screaming at Cat. Cat, you know my ritual. I wait till the movie's over.
The question wasn't top animated movies that you're watching like right now. It's just like it's a good movie. I recognize it as a good movie.
Okay, it's a classic. Wow, way to go.
Okay, Secret of Nim. I know you haven't heard of that one.
Is that like Sim Invaders?
No. That was like
I've heard of it. I didn't know it was a cartoon.
Yeah, it was.
Do you know any of his movies as movies? You've like
Every
twice.
movie
You're like,
he's
is
named,
that
I
a
thought
show?
every
Is that
movie
a-
he named, I thought was like a real life movie.
Okay. What's Secret of Zim?
Secret of Nim. Nim.
Okay, Nim. Who? What's the secret? What's Nim's secret? Also,
It's about like these animals in the forest and this construction companies coming in and like tearing it down and they're looking for new homes. It's like it's
I
dark.
like that better when it was called The Goonies.
It's dark, but it's got like really good animation and a really good story to it.
was it released anywhere?
Yeah, it was huge.
Isn't it a book? I feel like I read the book.
It might have been. It was
Yeah.
really big in the 80s. I don't know.
Yeah. I think I
Okay.
read the book.
Okay. 80s. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse.
I haven't seen that. It's supposed to be good.
Yeah. Let's see, Despicable Me.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
And
I sent one. What what the Minions movies? I took my daughter to one of the Minions movies. I could not get over how much I hated that movie.
the Minions movie was really bad.
It's really, just really bad.
I like all 3 Despicable Me movies, but the Minions movie and the Rise of Gru were both really bad.
They're just like you're like how did they keep making? And my daughter like after I'm like that was fucking terrible. But I don't say that out loud. Afterwards, I'm like, my daughter, how'd you like it? She's like, it was great. Like, spoke to her, not me.
Yeah. My last one is Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever have you ever beaten off the Little Mermaid?
No.
Come on. Okay, if you had to beat off the one cartoon character, who would it be?
Jessica Rabbit.
Besides Jessica Rabbit.
What was that that other one that was like Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Like
Jessica Rabbit?
no, it was like in the same vein where it was like half humans, half animated. It was like Cool World.
Oh,
or something.
Cool Me or something like
Cool
that.
World?
Cool
Yeah.
World. Yeah.
I think there was somebody in that.
Was it Kim Basinger? I think it was Kim Basinger.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But Jay, if you had let's just say you had to beat off to a Disney animated character.
You just want me to say Little Mermaid.
You could say Simba.
I watched Mermaid 2, and it's literally the Little Mermaid in reverse. Like
What's I didn't realize there's two. Is that two? Is that like a recent like now she's black version?
10 years ago, Disney made like straight to video sequels to like every. They made like Peter Pan 2 and Lion King 2. Like
Okay, so she starts out as a human and becomes a mermaid, and then comes back to a human.
She's human. She has a daughter who wants to go into the ocean. She makes a deal with a different sea witch who's skinny instead of fat. It's just like the mirror image of like the first movie.
I mean, I imagine like if it's straight to video, they're like, yeah, you have a week to write this. Like, do whatever. It doesn't matter. People will see it.
Yeah. I mean, they made sequels to everything, even ones that made no sense.
I have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything in your life that's so important to you that you would amputate your finger so you could do it?
Which finger?
I'll give you the backstory in this. There's an Australian.
which finger?
I don't care. There's an Australian hockey player or field hockey player who basically broke his finger, and they were like, you're not gonna be able to compete in the Paris Olympics. And he was like, there's nothing I can do. They're like, well, the finger's broken, it's gonna bother you. He got the finger amputated because that was the only way he could realistically do the Olympics.
Wait, what? The Paralympics?
No, the regular.
Now
Olympics.
he's in the Paralympics.
Well, I guess now he's in the Para. He's a field hockey player for Australia. Field hockey, which you may or may not known, is an Olympic sport. And he broke a finger on his right hand.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like 2 weeks before the Olympics. And they're like, you're going to have surgery. It's going to take months to repair. It's going to be really like hard to play because his finger's going to like, it's going to prevent you from gripping the
It's not
the
that
stick.
hard to hold a field hockey stick. You don't wear gloves or anything.
I guess you can't really make a fist without tremendous pain. It's going to be hard. So he had the finger removed from the knuckle up in order to make sure he can participate in the Olympics.
And
I hope they lost every game.
Right.
I don't know how they did, but that was really. If they lost right away and they were out of it right away.
Yeah. Hope they didn't even qualify.
I thought this was going to be a plot. Like he actually wasn't very good, so he cut his finger off to be in the Paralympics, and he was actually really good there.
Do you remember there was a football player that did this? I think it was Ronnie Lott. He broke his finger. Had a similar story, and he had his finger amputated so he could play in the Super Bowl from the knuckle up.
Oh no, I don't remember that. I remember the giant who blew up fireworks in his hand and lost a few fingers.
I think Ronnie Lott was like in the late '80s, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
But so, is there anything like in your guys' like Jay? Like, what if it was like, let's just say for the podcast, what would be the greatest host guest ever?
Jansen.
Jansen right now. Jansen mid Marc rant.
Conan O'Brien.
Okay, Conan O'Brien's like, hey, I know your show's not very popular. I mean, but like, I like it. I think it's good. I think you guys just need a break. I'm gonna come on. I'm just free this Wednesday from 8 to 9. You can interview me. We'll have a fun show. And like you basically, I don't know how to have it broken. Like your finger's like hurting really badly, and they're like, you're like, I'm not gonna be able to do the show because my finger's in so much pain. They're like, well, if we cut it off your finger, you could do the show. The pain will be gone.
This might be one of the more preposterous scenarios you've come up with.
I mean, Conan has a whole Hulu show where he did this, except people didn't chop their fingers off.
He goes on people's shows that'll cut their finger off. Now, would you to the show?
Oh, and you have to do it on the show while Conan's here.
Yeah. Okay. So if you
now it's like like the podcast.
I can't imagine why Jansen didn't want to talk to Marc.
All I asked Jansen was if he cut off his finger to hang out with me. It's fucked up.
So the podcast is now a Saw movie.
You know when? Okay, so would you cut off your finger? Knuckle, just the pinky finger, knuckle up, just the top of your thumb, your pinky, to get Conan O'Brien on the show.
No,
I would do it. I would cut my pinky off right now if we could move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah.
What about to be in the Olympics? Would you cut your finger off to be in the Olympics?
Nah.
What am I going to cut my finger off and also suck at the sport? Like, I'm not good at sports. What's the point?
Jay's gonna cut 2 of his fingers off for the bowling team.
It'd be great if they were like they like benched the guy. They're like, yeah, but you're missing a finger. How good are you gonna play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is going on?
I've been working on this freaking game like nonstop. So
I meant like what other topic do you have, not like what else you're actually doing.
Why don't you? I know you have like 8. Oh, Bri, you said you had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I got a couple. I got a couple of things. Jay, are you still a shut-in, basically?
What do you mean? He was out in the city doing a big party that you're. I mean, I know you're a good friend of him, but you couldn't like make it to.
Like, do you go out ever at all, or?
I mean, after work, I go to the gym for a little bit. It's not very social. I'm not very social. Yeah.
Okay. I don't even mean social. I just mean like, do you go to the store? Do you?
Yeah.
Coffee shop.
I mean, you're not
whatever.
antisocial. Like you're friendly. It's just but you
Yeah,
don't go out as much as you used to.
I'm not going in a direction about social. I'm just curious if you go places.
I do. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mark, you go places because you have kids and you're out and about, right? So I go out every now and then to the store. I go get coffee, or I pick up food or whatever.
We
And
get it. Yeah.
this happens to me probably 4 out of 5 times when I go somewhere, and it's not the same place. And I find it hilarious, and I don't know why. And I don't know why this happens to me, but everywhere I go, people call me boss at the place. Like,
Hey,
what can I
boss.
get you, boss? Here's your coffee, boss. You all set, boss?
Yeah, that's a weird
Wherever
one.
I go to
It
the
started
store.
a while ago, but like it's a weird like it's one thing to be like, hey bro, hey dude, like the boss one's kind of like, oh, I didn't realize I have a company.
It's just, I find it hilarious, and I don't know, and I can't, like, I do everything I can not to laugh, but like I'll go into like, to the store, be like, you all set, boss? What do you need, boss? Like, and then I'll go somewhere else and be like, what can I get you, boss?
Is it okay to like
I can't stop
like,
laughing.
the guy's like, here's your coffee, boss. Are you like, thanks, boss? Can you do boss back? Like,
I just, it happens so much. I don't know why. I don't look like a boss.
what's the appropriate response to boss? Like in the terms, like, what do you call the other person?
I don't say anything. I'm just like, nah, like, y'all set, boss? Yeah, I'm good,
Employee.
Yeah. Minion, subordinate. It's just, I just find it, I don't know why.
Right throughout the day just fires people.
Like, that doesn't happen to you guys, I assume. Then
I've had people say that to me, and I found it awkward also. But it's not all the time. But
it happens like almost every other time I go out, at least.
It's a weird one to like develop where you're just calling people boss all day.
Yeah.
I think Bri just has that like boss-like presence now.
Jay named his card company called Boss Games. Yeah.
That's right.
I'm not kidding.
That's right. You did, yeah. Brink say, yeah. I don't know. I just find that funny.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You know what I like
don't
to do?
get
You know
that.
what makes me chuckle too? A thing that I do back to people, and it's sort of polite, and it's sort of,
You explain to them that you actually aren't their boss.
No,
that guy over there, and they can't like.
My thing.
I don't know. I don't actually work here. I don't know why you think I'm your boss. I don't understand.
No, this thing that I do now when I go out, if I'm out somewhere, it just makes me laugh for the rest of the day because it's like sort of polite, but it's also sort of condescending, and it's also confusing. Like, if I'm like going into like a store or like a building and someone holds the door for me, I just say, thanks, I'll get you next time. And I just laugh, and they're like, oh, cool. And then like they just give me like a look, and I just have that like, yeah, I'll get you next time. Like just you say that to a bum because you don't mean it. It's like, oh, I'll get you next time. So someone opens the door, I say, I'll get you next time.
We can all steal that one. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, no, that's a funny one because it's sort of polite, but it's also a little condescending. So
yeah, because you're making fun of the whole situation.
I like it. We'll go with it.
Yeah.
I feel like, Bri, you would get called boss a lot less if you stopped showing up to places in their uniform with that name tag on. If Bri just shows up at like Taco Bell with like a black polo and his name on it.
My shirt says CEO. Yeah, my shirt says CEO on it. Sorry.
I can't come to I just can't wear a ref shirt to Foot Locker and I just like hang out.
I don't know. It's just funny though. Every time it happens, I'm just like,
You should start. You should bring back a name tag. Makes the world friendlier. That was like a
yeah.
Seinfeld thing, right?
Eh,
Wouldn't
I
it be
don't know.
easier if everyone had the name tags on them though?
Yeah, I'm
Well, that's
really.
another thing too. Is it condescending? I do that. I do that a lot. Like if I'm somewhere and like I get good service and they have a name tag, I'll be like, "Thanks, Dan," or whatever. Like, is that condescending or is it polite? Like
I mean, if I was
sometimes
the waiter, I'd tell you to go fuck yourself. But yeah, it's
sometimes I
fine.
feel like I'm doing it to be nice, but sometimes I feel like it's condescending.
If you lean in, you're like, "Thanks, Bill."
I think it's nice,
Well,
unless
not like
unless you're saying it like Dan, but like if you're saying it
no, it's
normal,
like
yeah,
here's your coffee. Thanks, Beth. Like
yeah. I think that's
I don't know.
nice. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I went to when we went to Disney with my family. My sister-in-law made everyone shirts with their name on it, and I was wearing the shirt to play pickleball the other night, and one of the guys was like, "Thanks, Mark." And I was like, and later I was like, "Oh, he remembered my name." Then later on, I'm like, "Oh, my name's on my shirt. I'm a fucking idiot."
It wasn't Jansen, was it?
It wasn't Jansen.
Uh,
No, because he said hi, so it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That would be
Um,
funny if Jansen was in your pickleball league and didn't acknowledge you also.
the podcast, Jay. You remember you worked at Moody's.
Maybe you should
Anything,
have called him boss.
boss. What's up, boss?
The boss. Everybody, it makes everyone's day. You hear that?
Yeah.
Do they also call their boss boss? Is that like a
That I don't know.
That would be funny if that was
You-
the only person they didn't call boss.
It would be funny though if everyone called you employee. Like, thanks, employee.
Yeah.
What's up, employee? Here's your coffee, employee.
Even his kids.
Uh, this is so strange.
It is a strange thing. It is. Have you guys heard about Elon Musk? How he wants to colonize Mars?
Yeah.
Still?
Still, he wants to have over a million people in 20 years from now living on Mars.
So that's nearly impossible.
Well, he's crazy, and I think the idea is that if you're crazy, if you're super rich, you think anything's possible.
Maybe he could take all of MAGA with him, and they could just live
I mean, he's also
on
because
Mars,
he's.
and Trump could be
I
president
mean,
of the.
I'm kind of fine with them sending Musk, just sending him, and then everyone else will be right behind you. You just take the first rocket. But
Yeah,
I guess
yeah. Go ahead. Right behind you, boss.
you're gonna welcome everyone there. Just you go, boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you're super rich though, if you have crazy ideas, you could pay people to like try to make them happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So one of the things he was trying to figure out, or that you're trying to figure out, is can you have children on Mars?
Jesus Christ.
I'm not sure why you wouldn't be able to.
Why? For citizenship purposes, or
I don't know, but he has volunteered the use of his sperm to help seed a colony on Mars.
can you have trans kids on Mars?
Not that Elon knows very well, apparently.
Yeah.
Well,
That was kind of a weird thing.
he's
Did you see
waging
that?
war. He's waging war on woke because his kid is trans, and he thinks that they did that to his kid.
I think it's funny that he had all these stories about the kid, and the kid's like, I don't know. All those stories are completely made up, and I was 4 years old. Like none of those things could possibly be true.
Right.
It's funny how like woke means like compassionate and like wanting
Equality.
to help others and stuff like that, and people are like, oh, you're so woke, like it's such a bad thing, like
Yeah.
how dare you not only care about yourself.
Well, progressive means, I mean, the base of the word is progress, and people are like, no, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
We live in fun times. Really, really
Yeah.
good time. Really good time to be around. People just have really intelligent discourse, and
You know what?
they're so patient. It's great.
You know what the weirdest thing about our society, one of the weirdest things I find about our society, it's the year 2024, and every single person walks around with their own personal jug of water,
hmm
and nobody even it's just a thing. It's just, yeah, you just bring
Everyone
your
has
jug of
their own water.
Remember, you used to be able to get water anywhere. There were water fountains, there was hoses.
hmm
You could get water at the. Now it's like you have to have your personal little jug, and it's like, how did this happen?
I think George Carlin did a bit on that. But everyone has their own water. They have their own like headphones on, so they can tune out the reality that's around them.
But the water is just crazy. I mean, you should get water anywhere. I mean, we would drink out of the hose, drink out of the faucet.
Well, there's also
Water
vending
fountains.
machines like everywhere too.
And also,
Like
you
our fridge
paid-
broke at work, and the filter broke, and so like people and myself included, we were just buying our own water because we didn't want to drink the tap water out of the fridge.
I at the Met game today, I think I paid $4 or $5 for a bottle of water because I'm a
Yeah.
moron. Because I was like, I need water. I don't know where to get it. I'm really thirsty.
Yeah, yeah. It's also
And because of COVID, now they don't have water fountains anymore because that's how you pass, you know. But it's just crazy.
And actually, one of the worst things for the environment is the plastic that we keep
Yeah, yeah.
the water bottles are in. Yeah. So, water. Jay, do you have your supply of water with you?
I use the reusable.
I have a bottle of water with me.
I use the reusable one, so I'm like good for the environment.
Yeah, I mean, I have a Yeti, but
Yeah, because I don't know, it stays cold longer, and I get, I do all this stuff for like, oh, it'll help the environment. I'll use reusable cups, and I won't use straws or whatever. And then like Taylor Swift will take 40 private jet flights in like a week, and that's like
Really, that's who you're like Taylor Swift.
You're one of those, huh?
Come on.
well, no, it's like
you're a Taylor hater.
I don't know.
JJ's like Taylor Swift is the devil. Anyway,
Literally
let me tell you
any
why.
celebrity.
She was behind 9/11.
It doesn't matter. Pick any celebrity you want. They're taking private jet flights, and it's like, why am I like not using straws? And they're just
Well, it's
like,
also if you look around, like, yeah, you're like, I'm gonna use a paper straw, but there's like everything around us is garbage. Like the amount of garbage produced every day by like our country is insane.
mm-hmm.
There's no like solving this. This is just until we run out. Like send all the garbage to Mars.
Well,
Can we do that?
one of the European, I think it was Switzerland.
I never understood why they don't just take like old rocket ships and just fill them with garbage and just launch them at the sun.
It's not a bad idea.
I feel like it's like probably a pretty expensive way to get rid of garbage.
I guess.
But yeah, I mean, well, we have like, I'm guessing just like 100 tons of garbage made every day on in the United States alone.
Andrew said, luckily nobody's tracking Jay's private Brink jet. That is
Jay, so if the show, like, let's say you cut your finger off, Conan comes on, the show blows up, and now you're a multi-millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to get a private jet, Jay?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so you're just as bad as Taylor Swift without the opportunity.
Yeah, I can talk all this smack because I'm poor and I'll never have a private jet.
Okay, well, don't if you just say never, then never really.
Are you a Swiftie? You seem to get really riled up when I said Taylor Swift.
I did. I think she's great. I have no issue with her whatsoever. My daughter loves her. She's a nice role model.
Okay, I have no problem with her either. I find all the
Okay,
hate for her a little weird.
You find all the what?
The hate for her like a little weird because there's so many shitty celebrities and she's had like no like I don't know, just nothing bad. There's so many celebrities that have like a seedy past.
Yeah, she's like, I'm dating a football player. People are like, oh my god, how you're in a relationship with
I think
them?
the love
Like,
for her is just as weird.
Yeah, that's
Like,
that too.
like the celebrity love, like, you see like on like Instagram, like all these celebrities are like flying to London to like see her play, and it's like you're a 40 years old guy, like
She's
you
like
can't see her when she's in LA.
She's like Beatles
Like,
level famous, and like
Yeah.
She really is. She's
her
like, it's
pop
crazy.
music is fine, but it's not like anything that's like that. It's not groundbreaking, and it's not like that amazing that it should get this following it. But
I mean, it's not. You're obviously not the target audience.
The
I'm
hate
not.
and the celebrity obsession is annoying.
yeah,
She's incredibly talented. She has catchy songs. Even if you don't like the songs, a lot of them are very catchy.
I don't think she's very
Um,
pretty.
She's not like the hottest either. She's not like she's attractive, but she's not like super hot, which almost like adds to it basically.
the whole thing's weird. You know what's even weirder? Bill Maher the other day had Hawk 2 a girl on.
Jay, are you upset the Hawk Tuah girl is more famous and had than you'll ever be in your life?
It's insane. It's just her.
In the last 30 days, she's made more money than you'll ever make in your life. Also, probably.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah, but the best thing that happened to Haktua was Trump getting shot because that took all the attention off her for a while. She'd be even bigger now if Trump didn't get shot.
Yeah.
Because that was like right.
Like it's all
That was like right at the height of her coming out.
But that's all like it's all positive. All her attention is good. Like she hasn't had any bad attention, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know. Like
yeah, no, she does. She hasn't had any bad. It's just weird. Like
I also would rather my daughter like I really like Taylor Swift than hearing my daughter go I really like the Hawk Tuah girl. That would be much worse.
Yeah.
It's just the weirdest. Like okay, she said something funny on camera. Like now she's on Bill Maher. Also, Bill Maher smokes so much during his interviews now that he could barely talk. He's trying to interview this girl, and he's like talking so slow and like making no sense. Is the weirdest.
It's like this girl won some like weird like internet lottery.
It almost feels like staged.
Think she's an industry plant?
Because people say stupid shit like that all the time, and they don't blow up like that. They blow up for like an hour.
It was very funny the way she did it. Very watchable, basically. Like in the TikTok culture, basically, it was a very watchable video.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, what the hell did Bill Maher talk to her about?
He was asking her about like collecting space dust on Mars or something. Like the weirdest shit. He smokes the entire time he does interviews, and he's like barely functional trying to do it. It's the stupidest format for an interview show because he's so stoned. It makes no sense. So he's talking to this girl who got famous about talking about blowjobs, and he's asking her about moon dust. And so she's trying to make the best of it. She's saying like, maybe you could smoke it and like make jokes out of it. And like, he's giving her nothing.
I really, that's like the Joe Rogan style of like, hey, you're famous for these reasons. Let's not talk about anything related to you or why you're famous.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Joe Rogan all the time have these really interesting guests. And you're like, oh, I'd love to hear more about their career. And the entire interview does not come up with the fact that they're an actor.
He was also being slightly creepy, and so she asked if he can hook her, if she can hook him up with her 80-year-old grandma and call him Paw Paw. So she put him in his place.
Yeah. That's a weird. I mean, I guess that's kind of like he's probably like, I need ratings. Let me do like a weird interview.
Andrew said bad time to do your show at the same time as a Trump rally. I don't know. Last time we did a show, we had like 90 people in the room, and now we have like 3. Maybe we do secretly have a huge Trump.
Is there a Trump rally going on right now?
I don't know. Maybe. I feel like there's one.
He
going
talked to
on
the
every day.
black journalist something today, and it didn't go very well.
Oh my god! The
the
crowd
thing is,
was
like,
audibly
to us,
gasping.
it didn't go well. Maybe his audience it goes well. He said Kamala Harris recently turned black.
The crowd audibly gasped when he said that.
Yeah.
Right. But that was his whole style, like in 2016. Just say something insanely controversial to get yourself back in the news.
I'm sticking with my theory that he's trying to tank it and he doesn't want to win.
Oh, not only is there a Trump rally right now, it's also on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Good. Maybe next time we could plan an episode during a live streaming Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah.
Maybe you should title the shows ahead of time, like why Taylor Swift is the devil, and then you'll get like we'll get lots of viewers and just or followers.
I don't think they'll be following us if I put that as a show title. I'll probably just get doxxed and then murdered.
The Trump thing though, I think it's just like he goes out of his way to say something like really outrageous because he knows this will be good for his like image in some ways.
He's out of things to say. He's just repeating himself.
He put a thing a thing on Truth Social where it was like in 2016 saying Kamala was an Indian American, and something else in 2020 saying she was black. I mean, he's out of his fucking mind if he's like she just became black.
Yeah, like she burnt too much in a tanning bed and now she's black. Like,
do you think he's gonna debate her?
He has to.
I don't know if he's still out. They haven't planned a debate.
He's not going to be able to control himself if he does. He's so close to calling her a bitch or a,
I feel like her strategy has to be just keep calling him a coward, basically, for not doing it, and see if he like relents.
She's getting all the momentum. I think he's going to wait till she announces her VP because that'll give her momentum too, and then he'll debate her because he's got it.
well, I think it's also helping because for 6 months we've all been like, this is the best we could do. These two old fuckers, this 80-year-old guy and his 77-year-old like asshole, and
Yeah.
now it's like, oh, now there's someone new. Oh, she's younger. Oh, it's a woman. Oh, she's black. Like maybe we don't need
Everything the Republican base hates.
You
maybe
remember
we
when
don't
she
need
was
one of these
like,
old white guys.
remember when she was a laughing stock for the last 4 years? Let's just ignore that and pretend she's awesome now.
Jay, you don't like her, huh?
No, Jay hates her more than Trump does.
Jay really hates the Democratic Party. I feel like he's just totally. Are you voting Republican, Jay?
No, I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to find a third party and vote for him.
Okay. Why do you hate Kamala? And try not to use the word black or woman.
I mean, I definitely don't like her border policy.
What's her border policy?
Open it up.
I love these
I don't know
people.
that
You
they're
people
border
on the
policy.
border are so funny. It's like, oh, I live in North Dakota and I'm terrified of the Mexican border because it might take 20 years for a Mexican to get to me in North Dakota.
By the way, I listened to the rest of this interview today. Trump just makes up this fantasy world where 17 million people are rushing across the border to take all our jobs, and like it's the nightmare scenario he describes. I'm like, what country is like? Even the interviewers like they should be like, Donald, that Mr. Trump, that none of that happened. You're just making this stuff up. But no one
Honestly,
ever says that to him.
I don't know what anybody's platform is anymore because nobody like gives specifics. They're just like one side's like
Trump's his revenge. That's his only
Jay,
platform
what
is
would your
revenge.
reaction be that the border the crossings over the border have dropped dramatically as recently?
as of what recently? Like over
Last
the
few
course
months,
of a
they're down a
year,
lot.
over the course of a month,
Last few months.
the last few months.
Yeah, they are. They're down. Go check the stats. They're down the last few months.
Okay. Well, where was all this action in the last 3 years?
Well, they're down now. I don't know.
Right.
Election year. You got to think about the border.
Because they're all here. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did the immigrants take
There-
your
there's
job,
no
Jay?
more.
Yep. We got it. We got enough to steal the election. Now, time to close it up. No.
What else do you like about Kamala?
I think she's fake. She did the Hillary like I'm gonna use a Southern accent now that I'm down south. I don't think she's genuine at all.
Okay. All those other politicians are so genuine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying just because I don't like one doesn't mean I like the other one. Like
Okay.
my biggest problem is nobody has a platform anymore. Like one side will just be like, I'm gonna make the economy better, and the other person's like, I'm gonna make healthcare better, and like there's no substance behind it at all. It's just like they're just saying they're gonna make things better with.
Well,
That's
the
it.
Democrats Democrats and Republicans do have platforms you can go off of. Like it's really like the Republicans push for their platform, and Democrats push for their platform, and Democrat platform includes things like a women's right to choose. They include like things like health care. Republican platform includes cutting taxes and cutting taxes and cutting taxes.
So Andrew says the current watch numbers on Twitch: Trump rally 8,500, and Madison Beer playing Fall Guys 33.9 thousand.
Wow.
So
Can we
maybe
get Madison
political
Beer on our show?
rallies aren't the best place to go on like a video game streaming website.
By the way, is it weird we're not going to ever find out why the shooter shot? Like, there's never going to be a real explanation.
I thought there was.
There's no explanation. All they know is he searched a bunch of political figures from both sides, and the Trump rally was nearby, and he went and tried to shoot him.
I thought the explanation was the FBI wanted Trump murdered.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's good.
I mean, they
didn't know
literally
we were
looked at
I
the
didn't know
guy
we
on
were
the
going
roof.
with the first thing you saw on Twitter explanation.
Well, they looked at the guy on the roof and they're like, "Yeah, we should just see what he's up to first. Let's give him the benefit of the
No,
doubt."
it's one of those things where everybody thought someone else was going to do it, and then everyone realized no one did anything about it, and they're like, "Well, we told them. Well, we told them. No, they told they."
The idea that a secret plot to kill Donald Trump involved a 20-year-old that didn't know how to shoot a gun seems kind of far-fetched.
I mean, he got a lot closer than I probably would have.
I mean, the guy is literally the most hated person in the world right now because everybody hates him.
He
The Trump
literally-
people hate him because he shot at him, and the anti-Trump people hate him because he fucking missed.
He didn't make his school shooting team, and I can't believe his school had a shooting team, but he did not make it because they said he was such a bad shot. And
There's
this is the
school
guy.
shooting teams? That
It was a
seems a
school
little
shooting team in the
like
middle of rural
shooting a
Pennsylvania.
school or shooting.
His school had a shooting team.
School comma shooting team or school shooting team?
Like they're
It's no
shooting at
comma.
schools.
It was a team sport at a school.
It's a very
is shooting
important comma.
with a gun, which is weird. But I guess in rural areas, maybe this is a common thing. But he didn't make the shooting team. He tried out for the shooting team. They're like, "You'll never hit a president." And he's like, "God damn it,
I'll show you."
I mean, he couldn't have just shot like an inch lower. It would have hit his body instead of missing his, ear or whatever.
Yeah, it was really.
So the coach was like, "You're such a bad shot. You're not making the team. You couldn't even hit a fat president."
Yeah, I'll show you, coach.
I'll show you. I bet I can hit the ear off a president.
Yeah, that was
Coach
his
is
old
probably
goal.
like, the coach is probably like, go shoot the president, come back, and we'll put you on the team.
Wouldn't it be great if they just found like a note from it, and all of the note said is, "I will get his ear." Like that, he called his own shot.
How do you know he wasn't trying to shoot the guy that got killed? I mean, maybe he hit his target. Maybe he wasn't trying to get Trump. He didn't like the guy in the crowd.
Turns out that guy's sleeping with his mom.
Yeah, that guy like fucked his wife or something, so he shot him.
But here's the way to solve all these problems. I have a way. We may have talked about this on the show before, but I have a way to solve school shootings and I guess the dude that's going to shoot the president. I can prevent all these in the future. Do you know how?
Stop having kids, ban schools.
Even better. All you need is to get all these people laid. Make a fuck robot. If there was a fuck robot, no one gets shot again.
They make.
I was going to shoot that school, but the fuck robot's really. Have you seen this new fuck robot?
Well,
don't they already make those?
I will say that there's some very, very realistic looking ones in Japan. And when's the last time you heard about a shooting in Japan?
There you go. Really, you're like, I'm really enraged. I'm really mad. I hate the white man. Fuck Robot 3.0 is so god. She looks like Olivia Munn. I'm fucking never leaving my house.
Yeah, they need to have some sort of like AI in them, so they just like show up at the door of like crazy people who are gonna shoot people.
The FBI monitors you.
I heard you needed a friend.
FBI monitors you, and they're like, "Rye, I don't think he's gotten laid recently. I bet if we send the fuck robot over there free of charge, we'll save a president."
Elon Musk should get on that.
Yeah. People will be like, "You're making a fuck robot?" And you're like, "This will bring world peace."
Yeah.
They should also, and then afterwards they can just keep them going with their stupid conversations. Like, tell me more about how the Earth is flat.
I'm just saying, every time you hear like you hear about like a school shooter or some deranged person that shoots, when you talk to people that know them, no one ever says, "Man, that dude banged. He got a lot of girls." That's never. True. No one ever. They said he's a nice guy. He's quiet. I didn't expect this. No one ever's like, he slept with my girlfriend.
The fuck robot should have like evil AI in them. So like afterwards, like when Jay said like they want to talk, the robot says like, "Oh, you fuck like someone who has a chip in your brain. Did you get vaccinated?"
Did you put it in?
Now we're creating more shootings.
Just trash talk.
Right,
that was
right.
really
You're not getting. We're trying to prevent shootings, not create them.
You just wanted to get the kids laid. That's all.
Oh, you must be drinking the regular water. That's why you have no testosterone.
You fuck like someone who's never been vaccinated.
Let me know when you start.
Let me know. Wouldn't fuck the fuck robot bring like it would? I imagine fuck robots would like. I don't know how many murders we have in our country every year, but I'd say we cut the murders by 90% with fuck robots.
I mean, if we're gonna use the budget on stupid shit, like I think it would be better spent on fuck robots.
I mean, I don't think this is stupid. I think this is like amazing. Like the schools are not protected by fuck robots. We don't need armed guards. We just need to deploy more fuck robots.
Mm-hmm.
Like anytime there's a suspicious person, you just send the Olivia Munn fuck robot to get them.
Yeah, but then what if you get two kids fighting over the same robot?
Well, we can make more robots. I don't know. Like she's like,
you start
don't
getting
worry,
murders because
she's
people
only
want
attached to him according to the program I wrote. I'll change the program so she fucks you after.
Are people cheating on their fuck robot? Then they're starting fights.
Maybe the unintended consequences of fuck robots.
Andrew says, "I love the shows of Bri. They are absolute chaos."
They're what?
Absolute chaos.
Okay, Bri. Tell me this. Sometimes I know you've gotten really like angry and frustrated at work. Wouldn't you like? Let's just say you had a really bad day at work. Wouldn't it be great if work was like, "Bri, we know you're having a tough day. It's your turn with Olivia."
Yeah, I mean that's a nice way to spend the afternoon.
Yeah, what if your wife's like, it's not cheating, it's a robot. I'm like,
Yeah.
you can go fuck the toaster if you want. That's fine.
Fuck the couch like JD Vance.
What? I don't understand how he has the thing about him fucking the couch. He wrote something about that in his book.
John
No.
Oliver just destroyed him this week on his show.
Was
it was great.
It was the perfect hoax because he did not write that in his book, but nobody's ever read his book, so it spread like wildfire before anybody realized, hey, maybe we should.
Is it really
check.
not in his book? Because
It's not
someone
in his
today told me it was in his book.
No, it's not in his book. The hoax was so good because they posted a page number, still knowing that nobody would look it up. They're just like, yeah, if you go to page 192, it's the story about him fucking a couch, which is just completely made up. But nobody.
Is this honestly not in the book at all?
No.
Yeah, I think that's true.
That's not in the book.
It's not in the book. Yeah.
No, it was completely-
Wow. Because like someone literally told me today there was a thing about hillbillies fucking couches in his book, and after they explained this to me.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
It was the perfect hoax because people were like, well, the page number's right there. Of course, I'm not going to go read the book, but
Jay, you got a lot quieter just now.
Yeah.
Did I? Okay.
I thought it was me.
Jay, are you using your fuck robot right now? Is
How's
that
that?
why you got a lot
Okay.
quiet?
It's back, right?
Okay, you're back.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, John Oliver did a great thing this week. He said he's like, we called the campaign to get confirmation. We asked him if he ever fucked a couch, and they hung up on us.
That's really funny.
He's like, so we called back, left a message, and as far as we're concerned, he hasn't denied it, so we're gonna go with it until he says no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also crazy. Like Trump's like, okay, I picked this guy, JD Vance, whatever. He kisses my ass. Like, how bad could he be? He tells terrible jokes, and there's a rumor about him fucking couches.
By the way, they're the first 48 hours.
Yeah.
I've already seen some pretty good jokes. There was someone showed me today it was him on a couch at a therapist's office, and the therapist like, why do you keep calling this couples therapy?
It's
There was one I saw. It was the JD Vance Halloween costume, and it was like a big boner with a big couch on it. You know?
It's random enough to be believable.
Yeah. And it's
also
stupid enough that he can't comment on it because
You're
it's
right, and
gonna
also
make
like
it worse.
Yeah.
everyone kind of like it's funny, so you don't really want to look it up and find out it's not true, and also no one's gonna read his book, so it's just like I guess we'll never be able to figure this out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bry's right also. If he goes on TV and says, I did not have sex with my couch, that's going viral, and it'll be twice as bad. It'll
Yeah,
be,
it's a
yeah.
because he doesn't. If it was somebody who had any like humility or like sense of humor, or was kind of goofy enough,
Mhm.
but he just couldn't pull it off. Like,
He'd be like,
Yeah.
I love you guys and
Yeah.
fucking couches.
Yeah, like if somebody funnier could pull off like showing up to the next rally with like a couch cushion or something
Yeah.
and get a laugh out of it.
The thing is, this book was big in 2017, like right after Trump like takes office or after he wins. My coworker actually was like, "This is how you understand the Trump voter." She actually gave me the book to read it. I read like the first 50 pages. It was boring as hell. Nothing about fucking a couch in those first 50 pages. Then just gave it back to her because I just didn't want to read anymore.
There was
But,
a movie made out of it
Yeah.
with a famous director, and I had no idea. That's why I was surprised. At first I thought it was this crappy book that nobody read, but I didn't realize it was actually a popular book. So that's
it was
why
really popular.
that's why I was surprised that the rumor spread because it was actually a book that people read.
I would think that would have come out. Yeah, it would have come out years ago. That like people like there's this weird part about fucking couches in the book. No one mentioned that.
I guess it worked because it's a book that no like Democrat's gonna read.
yeah,
But no, a lot of Democrats read that book though, because originally that was pitched as a way to understand the Trump voter. So if anything, Democrats were the target audience originally.
Maybe they just didn't make it past the first 50 pages like you.
Everyone lied about reading the book.
That's why the rumor was
Yeah.
page 192.
that's why I took
Yeah,
off.
everyone's like, yeah, of course I read it. I mean, like I totally read the book. Anyway, now I understand the Trump voter. Of course.
It's like the
Yeah.
book Infinite Jest, where it's like nobody's ever finished that book.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah,
Like a bad like high school book report project. Like, oh yeah, we all read the book. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
yeah. No,
What do you mean he fucked a couch? He didn't fuck a couch. He did fuck a couch. What?
Infinite Jest is like regarded as like this classic comedic book, but it's like 800 pages and it sucks. And no, it's like 1,000 pages. I tried for months. I got like 400 pages in. There wasn't like one funny thing in the entire. Like I think people say it's funny just because other people do.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think anybody's ever found it funny. It was terrible.
So I guess JD Vance found out what it's like to be a New York Times bestseller and have no one actually read your book.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, there's not, it's not in the entire book. I mean, if you've read the book and everyone's like, I'm sorry, that's a lot of work. I just assumed it's a book about you fucking a couch, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was a good hoax.
It's an amazing hoax,
Yeah,
actually.
it's good. Yeah.
I'd like to know who started that. Was that like a political rival or just some like troll on Reddit that started that?
That's a really amazing one. I can't believe someone literally told me today it was in the book. So I was like, I was like, okay, I guess it's in the book. I don't know.
It's the small details. It was adding the page number that made it believable.
That's really
Yeah.
funny.
Well, there you go. That's how you make a good hoax. You got to add tiny little details that make it just seem that much more believable.
He probably did it to try to get people to buy the book.
I mean, that would be a good way to get people to buy the book if you didn't want to be vice president.
Yeah.
I
Except
mean,
that now you have to deal with the fallout. You're like, you know who I could see owning up to it, even though he has no sense of humor and no sense of self-awareness. Like, I could see if that was Ted Cruz, I could see Ted Cruz going on being like, "No, I've never had sex with a couch," but
Yeah.
like, and totally nobody believing him. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, him or Lindsey Graham,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
By the way, as far as people ever being like owned by Trump, Ted Cruz didn't Trump like previously say Ted Cruz's dad might have shot Ted Kennedy, might have shot JFK,
Yeah.
and his wife is fat and ugly.
Yeah.
And Ted Cruz is like, I
Yeah.
love you, Donald.
Can I work the phones for you during your next rally?
No, I never had sex with a couch.
The amount of self-respect in that party.
Yeah. Pretty insane.
Um,
Did you have any other stories, Bri? I feel like we always go long and then we don't get to all your stuff.
I was like, I have an amazing rant I will remember to go after the show ends. Anything else bothering you, Bri?
Yeah, you know what? I'm really. I got a couple of things. You know,
Please do it.
Let's pick one out here.
Start from the top. Do them all.
No.
We're all done with stories. We're waiting on you.
Do you? All right. I got two,
Okay.
maybe three,
Okay.
maybe four. Jay, you have a car?
I've got 99 rants.
Jay, you have a car?
No.
I have a car.
Does your wife have a car?
Yeah.
Do you use her car?
Once in a while, yeah.
Why don't Jay? Why don't you just say you both have a car? Like, isn't like you're married? Why can't it be both your cars?
I mean, it's her car. Like,
Okay.
she
Is it relatively? Is it like under 10 years old?
Yeah. It's like
Right.
3
Mark,
years
you have
old.
a car, I assume, right?
I have two cars. One of them is 9 years old, and one of them
Okay.
is like 3 years old.
So I have a car. My car now is a 2022, but the car I had before that was a 2011. And when I got this car, it had the screen in the middle with the maps and the Bluetooth for the phone and everything, right?
Yeah.
So that was 2011. So I have to assume that pretty much every car that's been made since 2011 has that in it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So why is it every fucking day when I'm driving to work, I pass somebody who's on the phone going like this in their fucking car? You have the Bluetooth. It's not. You're not FaceTiming.
For those not watching, Bri held up the phone. Like,
Hold up,
like,
every car I pass in the left lane going 30 miles an hour has the phone in their face and they're talking, and it's like you have the fucking speakerphone. What do you need your phone? It's the same exact thing.
Yep.
It's the most annoying thing. I just want to drive these people off the goddamn road.
Same thing as you could get a pair of headphones for like $3 now, and everyone is on public transportation with their phone on speaker, just blasting away.
screaming.
It's bad enough. Sometimes I'll pass someone and I can see like their face timing or whatever. But it's like they're sitting there holding their phone like like they're a waitress and they're holding a tray. It's like just put the fucking speakerphone on. You don't have the radio on too with the phone because you're talking to somebody. It drives me nuts in the morning.
It's so much like the sound quality's better. You could hear it better. There's no advantage to using your phone like that. You know what? It's probably just stupid people who don't know how to hook up their Bluetooth.
Probably.
It has to be.
Here's literally how every phone call I make now. Here's how it starts on the other side. This is how I go, hey, and they go, hang on 1 second, I got to put my headphones on.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
literally every phone call is someone putting their headphones on.
Well, that's the way it should be.
Yeah, you really cannot hear, like, using the phone as a regular phone, like, it's without the headphones, it's really hard to hear.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really make them for phone calls anymore, but
They really don't. But when you do you get the AirPods or whatever, like, they sound great on the AirPods.
Yeah.
Bluetooth is really easy to hook up to. So it's just extra stupid that people are doing that.
Yeah. I mean, even a rental car, it takes 2 seconds to do it.
I was actually walking home 2 days ago, and some guy almost got rear-ended because the person behind him was doing what you were saying, Bri. And the other guy stopped at a stop sign, and the person on the phone wasn't even looking. Almost smashed right into him.
People are just psychotic in the cars also. So I was driving the other day. Like, I'm at a light. The light changes. And I start driving, and I hear someone honk the person like next to me, basically. Like, it's 2 lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the person but next to me, I'm going. They don't move their car. So the person like behind them zigs or tries to go around them, but they cut them off. Then they go to the next lane. They cut them off, and I see them cut them off like 3 times to prevent them from going around that. And I'm like, what the fuck? The person honked you, and now you're like gonna like destroy your car and try to kill someone?
I think that every car, when you honk there should be like a light or something on your car. When you honk it, there's like a light goes off, because so many times I'm like at a light and I hear somebody honking. I'm like, are they honking at me? Like, who's honking? Like, I went through the light like a normal person. Like, yeah, I need to know where this is coming from.
I said this like 10 years ago. You should get 3 honks a day, and that's it.
To a certain extent, basically, I find that like people are generally kind and nice, except 1 in 10 people in a car are fine with murder.
Yeah.
When I get behind the wheel, I'm a murderous psychopath. But there's an unwritten rule about when you're driving. If you're at a left turn light and you're first or second, and it's an arrow, you have an obligation to get through that fast so that everybody behind you can still get through it. Instead of just puttering through like, oh, well, I'm first, I don't give a shit. No, you gotta go fast so everybody can get through.
What if everyone, building what Jay said before, what if everyone gets 3 honks a year? So when you get honked, you're like, holy shit, that they used a honk on me. Oh my God. You're telling people that, like, someone used a honk on me today. I must have been a real asshole.
I'm for that too. Last time I was driving, the second the light turned green, I started going, and the guy behind me honked anyway. He probably honks so much, it's just a habit now to just honk as soon as the light turns green. And I went exactly the speed limit for the rest of the trip, because I'm like, fuck this guy. You're honking at me for no reason. I'm going 28 in a 30, and you're gonna have to just deal with it.
I do that on the highway when I see cars behind me like weaving in and out. I'll pull, and it's like 2 or 3, maybe 2 lanes, and I see a guy coming and he wants to get around. I'll just pull right up to the car that's like on my right or left, and just right next to him, so they're just pinned.
I want that psycho to be gone as fast as possible, so I'll let them through. But that's Brian's like, let's see how this goes.
No, in high school, you probably can't do it anymore because you get shot. But my friend and I would play what we called super box in, and we would do that. We would find an asshole on the road, and then we would literally just box him in. But we would slow down a little bit so he could think he'd get in front of us, and then we'd speed up again, and then we'd speed up a little, and he'd get behind us.
That's what I do, only with strangers,
But we had a megaphone. So we would do running commentary with the megaphone and be like, oh, I think you could do it. You got a little room. Oh, sorry, so close. We would do it for miles and miles.
That's where we got to institute. So that would be if Kamala, a real platform. So the first thing on our platform should be, if Mr. Brink runs again, 3 honks a year. And like, if you got like a double honk, if someone triple honked you, you'd post it on Facebook and go viral. People are like, oh my God, this guy got triple honked today. Someone used their entire honks for the year on this one guy.
He was really mad.
Would it be like a video game though, where you could buy extra honks, or?
Yeah, you're selling your honks.
Like the PlayStation store, you can just keep buying honks when you're running out.
People are desperate. Like the guy like next to you, like guy rolls down the window, he's like, $30 for your honk right now. Give it to me right now. I'll give you $30. I want to honk this fucker in front of me.
Quick, honk at that broad.
Or there's no rollovers either. So like December 31st, everybody's just honking.
A nightmare.
People are just buying new cars like every 2 weeks. If you're
like, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry. I just had like 8 leftover honks. I bought some for the beginning of the year. I thought I'd use more of them.
One guy's like, well, I only get 3, so I'm just going to hold down the horn for this entire trip, get my honks worth.
I'm renting an Uber just to go into traffic so I can honk at somebody.
You have couples like Jay's Jay's wife is like, you cannot use my honk. How did you use my honk? Fuck you. We're going to court.
Yeah, you get divorced. You're like, you get 1.5 honks and you get 1.5 honks.
I'm just saying, my kids should get honks that I could use. I am their guardian. I get the honk when they want to honk.
And what happens if, like, you leave your kids in the car for a minute to go run into the store and they honk, like, while the car's parked?
That's it.
The election changes because Kamala just honks at Donald Trump, and they're like, oh my God, she used a honk. Let's vote for her.
I leave my dog in the car to run in to get something, and he hits the horn. Am I done? Am I screwed?
Andrew said ladies are on the street corner and their payment is in honks.
Yeah, that
I
might
got
be
one
like
more-
that like that thing like they the cliche where like a construction worker like whistles at a girl, you honk
Yeah,
at a
yeah.
girl. Maybe that actually works now. You honk at a girl and she's like, "Oh my god, he used one of his honks on me." Ooh,
Yeah.
what's your name?
Yeah.
Oh, you had 5 honks and used them all on me. Whoa, you big spender.
You have debates with your friends. Is she honk worthy?
Like Sponge.
Yes, exactly.
That's funny. I got one more rant I'm annoyed about.
Okay.
Okay, is it going to be
All
as
right.
good as the this honk policy?
It might be. It might be.
Okay.
What's the biggest scam going right now?
Lawns.
The biggest money saving
Oh.
myth going on right
We've
now.
done like 7 episodes on lawns, so we can't talk about lawns. What is it?
Wait, money saving?
Wait,
It's
money.
yeah, it's one of those things that people say, "Oh, you should do this because it'll save you money," but it's really just a myth and a scam. All the kids are doing it.
Okay, so something. You think we can guess this?
Yeah, you could probably. It's a common phrase.
Save your penny, like save the change when you
No,
buy
it's
something?
something like people do that you
Invest
do this
in
to try to
invest
save
in the
money.
stock market.
What?
Invest in the stock market.
No, it's like
A
to save money
401k?
on your. It's to save money like on your household bills for the month.
Don't pay them. Jay, you have any idea where he's going with this?
I feel like as
A
soon
lot
as
of
he
younger
says
people
it,
are doing it.
as soon as he says it, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that
Well, millennials
Calling
are
up to
doing
complain about the bill.
it.
Like, I usually-
Millennials, Gen Z.
they're
the
they're
cable
not
bill. I'll call up the cable company and they'll reduce the bill when I call up.
they're not buying.
Close.
Uh,
Mark's on the right track.
Are there those services that cut your recurring expenditures?
No.
they're canceling cable,
Yeah, what do they call that?
cutting the cord.
Cutting the cord. That's the biggest. That slash streaming is the biggest bunch of bullshit scam going on right now. Let me tell you something.
Tell me something, old man.
All right. Okay, so right now,
Talk to me, boss.
there you go.
Brian,
so right
Brian,
now-
hang on. Do you want to do the fuck robot first? Because that might just kill your.
No. So all right. So right now, I have YouTube TV.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I have Amazon Prime.
Yes.
I have HBO Max that I paid for a year.
Okay.
I have Paramount that I paid for a year. I
Okay.
have
Well, you know, if you get every subscription, it's not going to be that cheap.
no. It's gonna no. I'm getting somewhere. So all right. All right. Let me start over. I used to have cable at my dad when I lived with my dad, and before here, I had cable. I paid about $280 a month. I had this
Holy
is
shit.
Cox cable. Okay, so I had
That's
cable.
That's a lot for cable.
I had cable, internet, and I had a landline, and I only had the landline because you got like $30 off the whole thing or whatever.
Mhm.
I had HBO, I had Showtime, I had Cinemax, and I had Stars. So I had every channel that was on the cable. It was like
Yeah, you had a
300
lot.
channels. Okay, for $300. I could at any point in my life say, geez, you know what movie I want to watch? And I'll pop it I'll hit the search bar, and it's either on demand on one of these channels or it'll be on the guide and I can record it.
Mhm.
Okay? Now I got rid of all that shit.
That's how he. By
Now-
the way, that's how he won over his wife. He was like,
Now
"Hi,
I'm-
I don't know if you know me, but I have every show. Come on." over."
Now I don't have that. Now I have YouTube TV. I have Amazon Prime. I have HBO Max that I paid for a year. I have Paramount that I paid for a year. I got this thing through our cable company from Xfinity for $20 a month. They give you like 15 basic channels. One of them just happens to be the only channel my wife wants to watch, Lifetime. So we got that, and included with that is Peacock for free.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
so I don't have Netflix, but I have
Wow.
everything else. I have
Hey,
Apple
okay.
TV,
Do you have
I have
Hulu?
Apple TV, Amazon, all that stuff. What?
Hulu?
I have regular Hulu. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have.
You
Hulu
have a
Plus.
lot. You have a lot of subscriptions.
Okay.
I get that.
Every single time for the last 3 weeks that I've said, you know what movie I want to watch, and I search in, oh, rent or buy, rent or buy, rent or buy. Fuck you and your rent or buy. Why am I paying all this money, and then I got to still pay to watch a movie when before when I had cable, any movie I
Okay.
popped in, I could watch within 24 hours.
What movie did you want to watch recently? What's an example?
I wanted to watch Very Bad Things.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Rent or buy. I
Mhm.
wanted to watch Falling Down. I wanted to rent or buy. I wanted to watch The Chase with Charlie Sheen. I love that fucking
I mean,
movie.
that's a really,
Rent or
that's a
Buy.
really okay. The girl in that's pretty hot, but that's a pretty random movie.
No,
That movie's hilarious.
I have the same
Well,
exact
I have a
issue.
question, Brian. Mike. What makes me curious is, previously, you were able to find those three movies for free on the.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would either be on demand on like HBO, Showtime, Stars,
Okay,
or whatever,
fair.
or like they would be on the guide like within 2 weeks, and I could just record it and watch it.
You know, all three of those movies are on Netflix right now.
Are they? Oh, I don't have.
No, I made that up.
Netflix is the only one I don't have, but it's also the most expensive one.
No,
But I also don't watch anything. Like literally, the only show I watch on TV is Airline Disasters. It's
yeah,
my favorite show.
I
watch
have
it.
the same. I have the same issue. Like movies are becoming harder and harder to find.
Every movie is rent or buy.
Every streaming service is focusing on TV shows, and I think it's
Right.
because they want you hooked on the show, so you spend more time on their platform. A movie, 2 hours, you're done. 10 seasons of a show, you're watching for months. So
Right,
Oh,
you
I
have
Disney
content that
Plus,
can
and I have Disney
continually to
Plus.
hook
I
them.
forgot
Yeah,
about
that makes sense.
but it's
TV
annoying
shows are
'cause-
just, TV shows are just better for paying the keeping subscribers.
right, but it's annoying because like I don't even know where. Like I don't know how many times I've seen a trailer for a movie. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch. I don't go to the movies anymore. I'll watch that when it comes out somewhere, and I just never see it hit
Yeah,
any streaming service ever.
But I also don't really watch. I don't really watch movies anymore. I just watch TV shows. I barely watch movies.
I wanted to watch the Ghostbusters from like 3 years ago, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, it's on. That's on Netflix.
No, it's not. Frozen Empire
All these
is.
movies, like I'll just think
Oh,
of it, and I'm
maybe
like,
it
I
used
want to
to
see
be.
that scene, so I want to watch it.
I think
Not
I watched
renting
on
it,
Net. I watched on one of these services, maybe Netflix, and
No.
then it went away.
No.
They also don't stay on the service.
Frozen Empire is on there, which is the sequel. Which
Is it good?
I don't know because I won't watch it until I watch the other one, and I can't find the other one. I think
I'm as if you're going to be really lost in the plot.
I am
Wasn't
too.
the other one with the girls?
No,
No. There was one
Oh,
that
they
came
made
out a couple
two
years
after
ago.
yeah,
Um,
they made one 3 years ago with
Yeah.
Paul Rudd and like one of the
Rudd,
Stranger
yeah.
I
Things
hate Paul
kids.
Rudd. I can't stand Paul Rudd.
Really?
I like Paul Rudd, but it's Jay. Here's what you missed by not watching it. Nothing. Just watch the new one.
I can't. I can't.
It's
do
not. There's really nothing. There's literally nothing. You're gonna be like, ooh, I'm confused. It doesn't make sense to me because I didn't see the other one.
You're talking to the guy who wanted to read issue 218 of the Avengers and read the first 217 issues to get there. I am not going to skip over a movie. And watch
Your brags are getting worse in the show.
It's not a brag. I'm just telling you. I'm way
Hey, I
too.
started
OCD
watching
to
The
do it.
Sopranos in the middle of season 3 when we got a free thing of HBO. I had no idea what was going on, so I had to order the seasons 1 and 2 on Amazon and then binge watch them for like 3 straight days.
That's
See?
a great show.
There you go.
I was like, oh, that guy's dead because he's not in it now. Oh, okay.
I was thinking about rewatching Sopranos. I bet that's amazing on rewatch.
I thought about that too. I just don't know if I have the time to.
It's a lot of time. Yeah.
I mean, I have the time. I just don't know if I'll care after like 2 episodes. I
All
tried
my
to do that with Justified. I rewatched before the spin-off started. I watched the first season and then I was just like, I know what happens. I don't need to watch it again.
All my half my TikTok feed now is just random scenes from Mad Men, completely out of like context, and I'm so hooked on watching just random scenes from Mad Men.
I've never watched Mad Men.
Me
It's
neither.
great,
Yeah.
great show. By the way, Brian, do you know your thing says Brain, not Brian?
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay.
Uh,
Any more rants, Brian?
Yep.
I do have a sort of it's not really a rant. It's kind of just a factual thing. So I find this bizarre. Mr. Infowars, he might know the answer to this, but
By the way,
my
Jay,
dad.
you shared nothing from Infowars recently. Are you just off of Infowars, Jay?
I haven't been on lately. They, ever since they changed how you add a comment to their articles, for some reason it's slightly more difficult and nobody comments. And that was like 90% of the fun of that site was reading all the
Oh.
insane comments. So they used to have thousands of comments per article, and now there's like 5. And
How do you kill your site like that?
I know.
That's so weird.
I know. Well, we saw it with a basketball site too. Like,
A lot of sites I've seen, like I used to like read the comments on. The comment sections are terrible, but everything's on Reddit now.
yeah.
Okay, Brian, go with your rant.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So my dad died almost a year ago, and so he's dead, obviously. And I got rid of his cell phone like in March, I think. I still have his email. He has a Facebook page. I don't go on it. My point is he has like no digital footprint. Like he's not doing anything online.
Hmm.
In the last like just about a month, towards like the ends of June, all of a sudden, I still have his email address. Starting at the end of June, he gets like 3 to 5 emails a day now from like these like crazy right wing, like Heritage Foundation. Ron, we need your money. Ron, Trump, Trump. Like, so there must
He's
be
on an
some,
email list, obviously, for the election.
there's some email list that all of a sudden his name popped up on in the last like month, and it's like, sorry guys, and every day I unsubscribe to every single one, and the more I unsubscribe, the more I get, and it's just so weird.
I
The
think
other,
when you unsubscribe, it shows that you have an active email
Yeah.
address, and then
Yeah.
like it sets up more alerts.
But it's like, guys, you're barking up the wrong tree. First of all, he's dead, and second of all, it wasn't his cup of tea.
okay, the other day I got this text message out of nowhere. It says, "Hey, it's White Dudes for Harris. We're getting ready to promote Kamala Harris this November. We need your help. Our first call is this Monday night at 8 p.m. Will you join us?" Does that sound real to you?
It was real.
That is a real thing.
I know it's real, but I didn't. Well, I got this text on like Sunday, the day before. When I got it, I didn't think it was real.
Yeah, no, that is
Does
the
that
thing.
sound like a real like their idea was being white dudes? Like that just sounds like a weird.
Yeah,
I know it ended up being real, but it sounded really fake to me.
yeah.
Yeah, politics has gotten so ridiculous. Like I see stuff like that now, and it doesn't even faze me. I'm like, yeah, why not make something like that? Why? It's like the 10th most ridiculous thing I've seen this week.
They should like also make like some more subgenres. Like it's like white short dudes for Harris, tall people with like with blue eyes for Harris. Really like just really cut the groups up a little bit.
White guys who need sex robots for Harris.
Dudes who want more honks for Harris.
Yeah, three honks a year for Harris.
Like these would be like something if she proposes, people would be like, she's fucking out of her mind. Not a bad idea, actually. Well, let's do this. Let's do this.
It's very. I'd love to know like how some of these things get started. Like who's like the person who comes up with white dudes for Harris, and then B, like who's the one who's like, that's a great idea, let's run with that. Like I like some of these things that are in society. Like I want to know who invented it and who's the one who said that was
Yeah.
a good idea.
By the way,
because some of those people need to be killed.
If Kamala's running mate had the rumor about the running mate fucking a couch, would Trump stop talking about that? Would Trump talk about it all the time? Well, Kamala should make a reference to like he picked a guy that seems to like get romantic with his couch.
She should pick Chris Christie because he looks like a couch.
He looks like a couch. JD, do you want to fuck it?
All right. Do you have anything else, Bry?
No, that's about it.
I feel like we were kind of long tonight. How
Yeah.
long's the show been, Jay?
An hour and a half.
Okay.
So we will be back soon. Thank you.
I
For
bring
listening.
the chaos. Sorry.
Jay, would you rather cut off your finger or fuck a couch for the show?
For the show, is it being filmed? I mean,
It's live streamed.
oh,
Jay, is that a gorilla or Kermit the Frog next to you holding up the light?
it's a monkey.
What?
Yeah, it's a monkey.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Is that your kind of like is that your way of saying you're not a fan of Kamala?
Wow, wow. Yeah, that's my new lamp. I thought it was funny, so I bought it.
Ah.
Tune in next week when we have Jansen on.
Surprise guest. All right, thanks for listening. Check out shopbossgames.com. You could see there's a link to the Kickstarter in there, and you could follow that. And
When are you going live with the game with the Kickstarter?
when I get enough followers that I feel confident that the Kickstarter will succeed.
Okay, so if you're a Brink listener, follow this so we can get the Kickstarter going. Just all you have to do is follow, right?
Yeah, and then you get a notification when it goes live, and then you could help fund it once it goes live. So I mean, it's a normal Kickstarter. Like there's different tiers. There's an early bird special. You get $5 off the game. And
How much do they have to contribute to get to see pictures of you fucking a couch?
So $25 will get you the game, and it's gonna be fun. So check it out.
Is there going to be one like special box of the game that like has a card of you fucking a couch in it? Or
It's like the golden ticket, but
Yeah, the golden ticket.
nobody wants it.
Will you sign the game like one of the, like the for a special fan? Like just send signed copies?
I mean, would anybody want that?
Can you sign someone else's name?
Yeah.
Could you sign JD Vance?
I will sign the game with whoever signature you want. If you support it. And sorry, Andrew, you cannot pay in Twitch points.
Look, I got the Brink game, and Mickey Mantle signed it.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back soon.
Bye, bye, love.